Anybody want an old knee? And look at this guy back here. Can anybody guess how old he is? I don't need to embarrass you because I'm getting to a good punchline.
86.
When are you running the marathon?
Next Sunday. Thank you, buddy.
How about that? How many years have you run it?
This will be my 20th. But you've got 60 years of accomplishment, and you're the one we admire.
And Mr. Edwards, your first question is on your left, right here in the front, number 61.
Mr. Edwards?
Yeah.
Channel 1 of Russian television. Outstanding performance back there on the stage.
Thanks.
Mr. Edwards, you know everything about movies.
No.
But do you know the secret? What makes the great movies so great?
No. Have no idea. Talented, great people.
And throughout your long and wonderful career, you haven't made a single movie about Russia. And we're still hopeful.
Well, you know, I was invited to one of the Russian film festivals. And I've forgotten, I think I got the Silver Prize or something for one of my films. And I was all set to go. And unfortunately, things came up and I had to go work. So I missed it by that much. I'll do it sometime. Maybe.
Mr. Edwards, here on your right.
Mr. Edwards, Jonathan Mom with News 10 out of Sacramento. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And can you tell us, first of all, what it means to you to get this honor and for your career, and also whether you think your comic legacy lives on today in films? What do you think of the modern comedy?
Well, whether or not my films live on, or whether or not I like, whether there's a difference, there certainly is as far as I'm concerned. Big difference. But I think there's a place for both. I find it very hard, having done it for as long as I have, and because I was raised in a particular way with silent films and the great comics and a certain kind of comedy, and because I literally sat at the feet of some of the great, one of the great anyway, comedy directors, Leo McCarey. I'm just tuned in to that. So the things that the younger generation today, today's generation, find, a lot of the things that they find funny, I just can't relate to them. I don't mean that I put them down or anything else. Things change. And yet, so many younger filmmakers, the younger audience, like certain ones of my films, like The Party has quite a following, and they still understand whatever it is that makes that era so important and so funny and humorous. I like to think that that my films have a little more than just slapstick, and I think they're a little more meaningful. I don't know. Hard to judge. I don't like to try to judge too much.
We have 244 in the back, and then I'll go to 70.
Where?
Right over here. Over here.
Hello?
Straight back. This way. Hi.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you what you think about the revival of the Pink Panther franchise and what you're going to be your contribution to it. Are you advising Sean Levy?
No, I'm not advising anybody where the Panther is concerned. In fact, nobody has really been that interested in whether or not I have any opinions about it. So, what the hell? The author, I guess should be left out.
No.
Are you glad to see that it's Inspector Clouseau is returning, though?
Where am I? Over there?
Over here,
Yes.
Tanya Hart. Congratulations.
What moment in such an illustrious career really stands out for you where you look back and say, wow, that was just amazing?
When I met my wife, for one thing. Tonight, and the time I spent probably as an actor working with certain directors. I was raised in a film family. My father was a production manager, first assistant director. His father was probably the most prominent director of his time. And so I couldn't help but be interested. I would either be doing this or I'd have been a thief, I guess. So.
Mr. Edwards, right here on your right, George. And then after,
I'm over here. You mentioned your wife, and a lot of people have been talking about teamwork tonight.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what kind of strength she gives you, and if in fact you hinted she was a potty mouth, should we believe that?
You believe me?
I believe you.
That's good enough.
Tell me about the strength she gives you.
I couldn't tell you about that. No, she's just a remarkable person, and I love her very much, and I try to make up for the... No, I'm not even going to joke about it. She's just very, very special and very, very bright. And I hate to admit it, but she's right most of the time. So I've mellowed a lot, not because I thought it would make me more popular with anybody else, but why fight it if you're losing the arguments all the time?
Thank you.
And this will be our last question, number 13, right here in the front, Mr. Edwards. Can we get a microphone right here?
Where am I?
Right
Oh.
over here. Mr. Edwards, hi, Ted Casablanca from me. I was wondering if you could comment on the changes in media culture since SOB, and you were so deftly responsible for your wife bearing her breasts up until now with Janet Jackson. What do you think of the changes in time since then?
Well, when you mentioned Janet Jackson, I think that's just such hypocrisy. I mean, as you say, my wife did it in a film, for God's sake, and that was when it wasn't thought of movie stars doing things like that. Nobody complained. I didn't get any complaints. Maybe they did, but I never heard about it. And I don't know how that you can run Sex in the City and have such wonderful ratings and such great approval, and I loved the show, and then turn around because suddenly Janet, it may not have been great taste, or it may not have been, great art, or but raise this kind of it's all money, and I think that it's bound to change as a result. She may have really done something wonderful for things down the road.
Your wife or Janet?
Both. My wife's already done it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, and congratulations.
Thank you.
No, he's going to try.
Yeah, I will, I promise.